Hey, what is up there, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of The Evolve. How you guys doing on today? You know what? I'm doing all right. So we need to get right into it, guys. We need to talk. Because there is something that is about to happen. Something that is sort of about to happen. Well, there's something that is rumored about to happen. Let's just get right into it. So, you guys may have known, you looked at the title and the thumbnail. Yes, there is big rumors that Eminem is about to release a new album. Now, many not putting too much into this rumor, as one person went as far as they made a page and there was a Reddit post talking that the album was for sure coming out on Friday. And then we also had some producers that have talked about that they have made new music with Eminem. So stands and fans, they have took these particular examples and they had said that yeah, this is what we're looking for. Oh, and then we got Libertarian Dave that just came through. Now, Libertarian Dave, what do you think about Eminem having a new album? Do you think he's gonna put out 2 albums this year? Because
No,
why not?
because you wouldn't get as much sales that way. He's not.
But do you think Eminem is into sales?
He's a smarter marketer than that.
But do you think he care about money at this point? Or do you think?
I mean, it's about spreading your fame too. You know what I mean? Why would you do back-to-back albums like that when you could run this one when that one album loses popularity, then you drop this other one and builds you back up again.
So you don't really believe?
Doesn't make marketing.
You don't believe the rumors because he did just have one. Music to be Murdered By was his last album that came out.
A year ago.
Yeah, it was here in 2020.
It's generally like every year, right? They drop
once a year. Now, are you?
So he's due then, right?
Well,
November,
yeah.
December.
November, December, January, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you had to name, before I let you go, I know you're super. What's the word I'm trying to look for, guys? Oh yeah, he's super busy. So, couldn't think
a
of
big
busy.
interview I'm getting ready for.
Yeah.
My Kerry McKinnon interview I gotta get ready for.
You have that on Tuesday, your podcast. I'll be in there.
U.S. Senator.
U.S. Senator. Okay, so I'm going to let you go, but I got one big question because people are going to want to know at the end of this video. If Eminem were to release a new album, what do you think the name would be? Do you think he's coming to...
Music to be Murdered By was his last one. Kamikaze was the one before that. So
good.
He's generally got this death theme going on. So maybe like Resurrection or something like that. No, that's more of coming back to life.
Coming back to life, and he had Revival.
Oh yeah.
So, but that's
kind of churchy for Eminem. Revival.
But I do like the point that he made up. These last few albums have been about death. Rather, it's the death of people that had went at him, or music to be murdered by, just the death and how he can just murder beats and music still at his...
Dead and Buried, or...
Dead and Buried.
6 Feet Under?
6 Feet Under. I hope not him, though.
No. Well, I don't know, though, because we know he's not the soil.
What else? It's a Lord Jamar reference. You're stuck. Libertarian Dave. Libertarian Dave. So as you can see, like Dave said, now that is another thing. The last album was called Music to be Murdered By. Now, just 2 days ago, Crooked, one of Eminem's friends, they did make a track. Crooked made a track, and it was something to do with his family and whatnot. But anyway, at the end of this track, I'll put it up here, right here. At the end of this track, you see, what do you see? You see Music to be Riot to. Now, Eminem wasn't on this little single. He just produced it. But at the end of it, it said Music to
Riot.
To Riot to. Now,
so he's still tap dancing in that political game,
So he is still tap dancing, and it could be a hint. Now, this is heard here first. No one had brung up this rumor, but we are breaking news. I just said that, it's something to think about why Eminem would kind of put that in there, or it could just be Crooked. But Music to Riot to, maybe this next album, it could be because we have been living in a time in which injustice and blacks and whites and supremacy and a lot of different things. We've been living in this time where all of this stuff is more relevant.
Yeah, where we got the
than
government.
ever.
We got the government constantly trying to make us believe that our country is divided along racial lines.
Exactly. So, and
Even
a lot
if
of
it's not necessarily
and even if it's not necessarily the case, and a lot of people, like he said,
government and media definitely make it seem like it's the biggest thing out there.
government, they do make it seem like that. They make it seem like that, and they cause this divide, and people, you know, they're easily manipulated by their environment, and it allows them to create this hate for one another, to create things that they wouldn't normally do on a normal basis, including music. You know, sometimes we see, like I said, sometimes, you know, when you get manipulated by your environment and what's around you and the crazy amount of hate and divide, it makes you start changing your decision, changing your music, changing, you know, even how you treat other people, whether it's your relationship or another race. We've seen this same example with Royce, you know, Royce the 5'9". So I do think that, you know, with this time that we are in, that we are going to start to see in this next album, we're going to see just what Eminem has felt, you know, through this quarantine, felt about the government. Because Eminem, he has never went out and spoke for himself. He always had Royce the 5'9" or 50 Cent. Other people have always told, you guys seen my video, they always spoke, well, Eminem is thinking this, or Eminem feel this way. But Eminem, he has always been the type where he put his feelings, he put his political views, he put everything in his music. And I think with this little route
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, and I think that with this route that we're going here now, that him leaving this clue, I think it's a clue, music to be riot to. There was a lot of riots. There was riots, and I think Eminem would be somewhat against that. Now, why I have you in this video, because on your podcast, Libertarian Dave, you do talk about Republicans and Democrats and Libertarians. What would you say that Eminem is? Would he be a Democrat? Would he be a Republican? Would he be an independent? You know,
he's definitely independent.
Independent.
I don't think Eminem would hang his hat on any single party. I mean, because I think the way he is about censorship and stuff like that, you know, that kind of, I don't know though, because you know, both the Republicans and the Democrats, both are all about censorship and spying on the American people, and those are things that I think
Both
Eminem
parties.
was. But then again, I mean, with Darkness and everything, he definitely had that anti-gun thing. You know, like he's looking for government to somehow protect us.
That's a Democratic view.
That's definitely a Democrat view there. Well, I don't know, because the Republicans have passed more anti-gun laws than the Democrats have,
Now,
because the
that's
Republicans can get away with it.
Wow, now that's interesting.
So I don't know. I think he really would be. I honestly think that Eminem is just kind of politically numb. You know what I mean? I don't think he picks a side one way or another. I don't think he. I would probably say he's more of I would say anarchist, but why would he be asking government to fix the gun things if he was an anarchist? You know what I mean?
That's a good point, and
But
that's
through his music and stuff. Definitely sounds like an anarchist.
through his music, and that's a good point there, guys. And Libertarian Dave, he talks a lot more. He goes a lot more in depth with situations regarding politics and different things, and kind of the truth, so to speak. So definitely, if you want to follow him, but he did bring up Darkness, where, like I said, and it relates to the point that I just spoken now, that Eminem, he has always put his feelings. Rather, it's some people, that's just their character. You know, they create these other people. They create these split personalities just so they can cope with dealing with reality and dealing with people. I do want to say there was another. We had Bad Meets Evil with Royce. Now, you guys seen how his best friend, well, supposedly, you know, Royce the 5'9", and you know. Yeah, and Dave, thank you, Libertarian Dave. So, my next question is, I want to ask you guys is, do we think, because some on the internet, they say that maybe it's a Bad Meets Evil 2. Maybe it's not an album. Maybe that's what we're going to be getting with Royce. And I want to ask you, do you think that has been postponed? You know, we know how Royce have acted and how he has gotten a lot more aware. He even said it himself, that Royce the 5'9" in an interview, he said, hey, with everything that is going on, in our society, it made me realize that, I need to get more for my people. And, Royce even said, he even was quoted saying that, we've got to protect our black women from the white man. So these are just things. So I want to ask you, do you think that we may be getting a Bad Meets Evil 2 or what? I mean, but these are just questions, and we never know when Eminem is going to drop. And sometimes it's just best for us not to say anything, because some users, they just feel that when we do say stuff, Eminem say, let's push it back. They were on to it. But anyway, but I do think that there is something on the way. Like I said, the evidence is that people have been using is we got this producer saying he's been doing music, and also Hit SDD, they hinted at a possible Eminem album, and so people have been taking these things and running with it. And if you want to hear my perspective, I do feel, if you want to hear my perspective, I do feel that something's on the way. I mean, we've seen this with Music to Be Murdered By. There was a lot of rumors, and then boom, we get it. So yeah, where there's rumors, there's smoke. That is not the same, but you guys get it. Where I was going. But I don't think, me personally, I don't think that it's going to be coming out this year, possibly in January next year. So to speak, I think he might hold off, but it would be great and it would be exciting to have another Eminem album. I do know that he's been working on music. He's done said it. People have said it, and even Crooked. He's been producing music with Crooked. And if you all remember, Crooked had once said, and there was a big stir that said, hey, I would love to do a whole album with Eminem. So we just don't know what to expect, but whatever it is, it's going to be exciting and it's going to be unexpected. I do want to say something though. Music to Be Murdered By. I did find it a little weird that, don't think this is the wrong way, but doesn't seem like Eminem, he did much with it. Yeah, he put it out and it did its numbers and everything, but far as pushing it and moving it, now it could have all been because of quarantine and corona and whatnot, but I think we all can admit he didn't do much, far as with Music to Be Murdered By. When I say much, I mean the promotion, the running around, the concerts, the even just the merch and really pushing it. Yeah, we put up a tweet on his Instagram and it's pinned, but other than that, he just let Music to Be Murdered By and haven't said much about it since it been out. And I do find that weird. I think he was happy with that album and it was a good album, but I don't think that Eminem believed that it was a great album. I think what he's looking for now and what he's been working on since he's been in quarantine, judging by the massive and the amazing production that he did on Crooked's song and album. It was amazing. Eminem, he's been working. And I think he's working towards putting together something like that, that's Slim Shady. He wants a masterpiece. And I don't think he's going to stop until he gets another one. I don't think he feels that Music to Be Murdered By was a masterpiece, but instead it was a piece for you, the fans, the stands, and everybody. Something that was needed to be getting out, and something that he wanted to get out because he loved music. But I think at this point in his career, he's just about, no matter who we are, at times we want to rekindle that old flame. We want to rekindle that old fire that we once had and show that we still got the tools to do it. I think that Eminem, he is pivoting towards a more positive frame also in his music. So this next album, what do I expect? I expect a lot more positive tracks, slow tracks. I expect tracks like Music to Be Riot to, tracks that are going to talk about what's been happening in his mind, during this quarantine. He's going to put it all out there. And whatever it is, I think he's gonna try to make it great, greater than anything he's ever done before. As always, man, I do like to know what you all think in the comments, and tell me what you all think. As always, KIP, keep it positive, and I'll see you guys next video.